And you're welcome. This is our final segment, and this weekend we shine the brightest spotlight on two trailblazers who embody the very essence of journalistic excellence and also visionary leadership. First, our very own Bettina Nwelih, our correspondent whose storytelling has transcended the ordinary to touch hearts and inspire action. Her award-winning report on Nigeria's energy transition plan has not only illuminated the dire need for cleaner cooking options, but also underscores the critical intersection of health, environment, sustainability, and also innovation. Bettina's work is a clarion call to prioritize humanity and the planet, and her recognition is a testament to her relentless commitment to giving voice to untold stories. And then we turn to the towering figure of Kayode Akintemi, Managing Director and Editor-in-Chief of News Central, whose visionary leadership has shaped not just this station, but the entire media landscape. His Lifetime Achievement Award in Media, bestowed by the prestigious Global Impact Awards, is a beacon of what passion, dedication, and also innovation can achieve. This accolade is not just for him, but for every journalist who dares to redefine the narrative and bring unvanished truths to the forefront. Kayode's career reminds us that the power of media lies in its ability to educate, empower, and transform society.
Now, let's not forget that these exceptional individuals represent a small but mighty fraction of the many who work tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that the news reaches millions of homes, and not just in Nigeria, but across the globe. From the diligent field reporters to the unsung newsroom heroes, the Nigerian media and also journalism community is a mosaic of talent, resilience, and dedication. Now, the challenges are actually, large, misinformation, resource constraints, but our industry continues to thrive, delivering factual reportage and thought-provoking analysis every single day. But at News Central, we are more than just a media organization, for we are a movement fueled by the audacity to tell stories that matter. We are a family of storytellers, investigators, dreamers, and change makers, united by the belief that the truth is worth fighting for. And today, as we celebrate these awards, we're also celebrating the spirit of collaboration, innovation, and excellence that defines us. News Central is not just a channel, it is a legacy in the making, a torchbearer of Africa's narrative, and a trusted companion to our viewers.
So with great pride, very great pride indeed, and joy, we welcome to the show Bettina Nwelih, the brilliant correspondent whose groundbreaking report has sparked conversation on sustainable living, and Ekemini Jane Essien, who graciously received the Lifetime Achievement Award on behalf of Mr. Kayode Akintemi. They're joining us here. You are welcome, ladies. Good to have you both here.
Thank you so much. I feel so honored to be on the show today.
You deserve every bit of accolade.
There's no ladies first here because you're both ladies. What was it like? First, let me ask. I mean, you collected you received the award, the Lifetime Award for The Boss.
Yes,
Mr.
yes,
Kayode.
I did.
What was that like? What was it like when he was announced and all? Oh, by the way, can I have that? Hold that for safekeeping here.
Careful with that. Careful. Careful.
I'll be taking this home. Do tell us.
Well, it was a very profound moment, really, because, like you mentioned, he's such a beacon. He's a towering beacon. That's the exact phrase. And to have him receive this award, or for me to even receive this award on his behalf, it was very humbling. To see the mark that he has made in the media, to see the mark that he has made in news coverage as a journalist and as a leader, to have that recognized, it was very, very beautiful.
Those are big shoes to fill in.
She actually talked about, I want to know, in that moment, as soon as his name was mentioned, what was, the crowd like? What happened? How did you feel? And then, what happened within the crowd?
Well, let me start with how did I feel. When I heard his name mentioned, I think in that moment I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm the person who has the honor to even just represent this person in this moment, right? And the crowd, everybody was so It was a very spectacular moment. The award was presented by Alibaba, and he was talking about how Mr. Kayode was one of the first people to interview him. He actually called him the gray-haired one. You know, he's really such a legend, and there are lots of people who are making their mark in news coverage and in journalism who are actually standing on his shoulders and on the bricks that he has put in place. So it really was such a, it was an awe-inspiring, humbling moment for me.
That's beautiful. And let's come to the one and only world-class Bettina Nwelih. You received 2 awards in the space of 1 month.
Yes, I did.
You must be doing something right.
I must be, Mazino, because, I mean, first of all, I would like to appreciate the team at News Central, the management at News Central TV, because if not for News Central, I do not think that I would have received those 2 awards because, you know, the company has provided everything I need, from resources to, you know, travel and all of that. I think News Central reporters are one of the very few reporters around the country that get to travel out and cover events. If you have followed all we've done from beginning of the year, we were at the US elections, we were at the UNGA, we were at the COP29.
Yeah.
You know, we've been around, this year alone, I can count like, you know, almost 8 countries that our reporters have been to cover stories. And now these stories, when you travel outside the country and you get to see how things are done, it sort of adds color to when you come back and you are doing your own reportage, you know, home base. It's something that helps, adds fruitful life to your career, and it just makes the story more blissful, better.
Entertaining to tell.
Entertaining
Exciting
to tell.
to tell.
Exactly.
Talking about stories being exciting to tell. Now, you received the awards on environmental or climate journalism, right?
Yes.
What does this say about, you know, the evolution of environmental journalism? It wasn't there a few years ago. And
it wasn't quite prominent a few years ago, but with the fight against climate change that has, you know, taken the world by storm, now everybody is trying to create a niche for themselves. And apart from that, we all see what climate change is doing around the world, especially in Nigeria. All the floods, the weather fluctuations, extreme weather changes that we have. These things are things that we need to pay attention to. Now, the story that I did was on clean cooking in Nigeria. I did a story on the people of Makoko. Now, if you go to Makoko and you see the way these women live, it's like a tradition that they have lived for years. Now, they cook with firewood and charcoal, and these things affect their health. So they now drug themselves up at night just so they can sleep, just so they can live normal lives. But they're not even aware that the way of life of their cooking is what is affecting their health. So it was a big deal to go there and see for myself what these people do. And also not forgetting that Makoko is one of the biggest exporters of smoked fish in Africa. So they are very particular about how this fish comes out. They don't want the standards to drop.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of life.
Wow, very interesting. We're almost out of time, but we really don't want to stop the segment. But I'm going to ask one final question to you, Akintemi. Now, you were representing Mr. K, and you've also worked as his executive assistant for, you know, for a while now. You're one person who knows exactly what he goes through on a daily basis. We don't. We just wait for him to sign every end of the month. Like, okay, we've been paid.
I do a lot of things. Oh, come on.
But tell us about, in summary, if you can, his everyday life, what he has to go through to actually keep an organization like this going. Is it easy? Is it a walk in the park?
I think the best way to answer this would be to not look at it from the level of difficulty, but from the importance of it. Mr. Kayode is a very intentional leader. He's very thoughtful. There's a lot of thought that goes into the day-to-day of News Central. Like even us sitting here right now, how the station is represented, how the staff is cared for, how the standard is put forth, and it's, yes, like there's such intentionality behind it, and intentionality takes time, it takes energy, it takes a lot of work, right? But what's so beautiful is when we get to see things like this, is moments like this where it's recognized, where it's appreciated, not just so people can applaud you, but so you can see the change that is being made all over the world when we cover things like our town hall, you know, doing it in the diaspora, and you know, like Bettina mentioned, we were at the US election, we were at COP29. we're not doing these things just to say, oh, look at us, we're everywhere, but we understand, he understands how important it is for these stories to be told, for these communities to be represented. And there's a lot of intention that goes into leading such a force. And so on a day-to-day, I can tell you for sure that, you know, we don't necessarily wake up thinking, how easy is it going to be today? We think, you know, how much work needs to be put in to achieve this result. Like, it's just following through on that.
Oh,
well, a huge congratulations to
Mr. Kayode Akintemi.
And Bettina Nwelih.
If it was allowed, I'll jump over the coffee table and give you a hug. But I can't. But also want to say...
We'll get the hug after the show.
Say... Thank you.
And every other person, especially News Central staff who have actually received awards and have also been nominated this year.
There she is with her award.
Yeah.
Looking as delectable as always. Who else did we have? We had quite a number of people.
Yeah, we had Rosemary as well.
Rosemary as well. Fantastic. And we
I think the Justine ladies also won.
Exactly. How could I forget? It's a fantastic year for us, and I'm glad that these awards are coming in. I'll be taking.
I'll be taking.
No. Oh, wow. And guys, look at the bright side. The year is not even over yet.
Like, December hasn't even started.
Yeah, exactly.
So you guys expect mine very soon for Breakfast Extra. And this is what we'd like to say. Thank you very much for joining us for the Saturday edition. We've enjoyed it as much as you have, we hope. Join us again tomorrow for the Sunday edition of our Breakfast Extra. We'll be talking about something very interesting and also starting the show on a very interesting note as well. So you want to tune in for that one.